Good morning. Hang on, I'm closing the window. I don't want it to open. I know I was gone yesterday, guys. I know. But hang on, let me get this closing here. I'm waiting. I was gonna stream on Twitch, but then I changed my mind because I feel like talking to people, and I talk to more people here on YouTube. All right. Anyway, let me go pull up. I need to grab the link real quick for. Oops, I have a couple of new people that don't have the channel, I guess. Hi, Leo. Yes, there's a little bit of food in there for you. So that's what we're doing. Just waiting for it to catch up here. But good afternoon, almost afternoon. Good midday. Oh, my unicorn horn's getting really sore. I have said that it's just massive. And I want it to go away. It actually was giving me a headache this morning. Let me go grab this here. Whoa, me. There we go. All right. All righty. That's where we are. Okay. Hello, Mike. Is your day today? My day is a little I have been working really hard for like the last couple of weeks, and my body's a little mad at this point. My entire back is hurting, like right along the spine on either side. I have a sore, like shoulder neck muscle that's driving me crazy. It's swelled. I need to get my ice pack back in the freezer, and probably put some biofreeze on it. But awesome channel, thank you. But yeah, I have some ideas for. I'm making a couple outfits for myself. I'm wearing the shorts I made to go with a shirt. Yesterday, I decided that for my shirt, I've done so much adulting things today. I've only been up for 2 hours, not even 2 hours. But yeah, I am not an early morning person. You wake me up, it's at your own risk. But I don't want to just sit and do nothing today. Like, yes, I need a rest day, but it drives me crazy to just sit and watch TV all day. But yeah, I'm really super sore because I have been hardcore doing shit for hours every day, which is paying off because within the last, like yesterday, 24 hours of yesterday, I got like 7 pacifier orders, 8 pacifiers total. Like, pacifiers are going really well. Best business decision I've made yet. And it's putting my cricket to good use. But today is time to just take a break and let my body relax. Watch kitties play because they're super funny. And just kind of chill for a little while. I do probably have to go out today, which means mask up. And I have a long piece of hair right here that's driving me crazy. Because I have to probably go to the store. So mask and gloves, disinfectant, all that stuff, so that I can pick the couple of things up that I need, because I don't think Andrew will know what I need. Zelly is out of town for the next 16 days. She is gone. And I talked about that a little bit in my last stream. There was a little bit of family issues going on, so she has gone off to Utah for 16 days to help out her family, offer support, and things like that. So her sister really needed her there for this, and so that's awesome. So yeah, it's just me and Andrew this week, and he should be going back to work on Monday. Should be. We'll see. it doesn't particularly matter because at the moment he's been, getting paid his base salary. So that's great, but we do need that overtime as much as we can. So maybe they'll let him do overtime, but he has to go back with mask and everything. So, hello, boys. Are you playing with each other? They dragged my towel over there. Leo is a towel hog. But yeah, so Andrew is just me and him. He's hopefully going back to work, which will give me a little bit of just a breathe, have normal routine. Like that is the hardest struggle for me right now, is that my routine is messed up. And my routine is not set in stone. My routine is I get up, I have coffee, I stream, and then everybody comes home. The problem is that they've been home, so routine is different. I'm going to bed later. He's home all day, so I don't just do what I want all day long. It's just I need a little bit of structure, routine back in my life, like normalcy. Maybe not routine, but normalcy back in my life. I'm mad right now because I wanted my window open because it's like nice and windy today, so there's not really bugs and our screen is shit. But there is a wasp that got in there a few days ago, and he built a little teeny nest in my window. So now I'm real mad because I want my window open and I can't. And I said, if I wasn't too worried about a wasp, I'm just streaming. You're good. If I wasn't too worried about a wasp getting in my house and flying around, I'd let the cat just deal with it because he will deal with it. But I also don't want him getting stung by a wasp, So later today, when we do head out, he's going to get some wasp spray because we don't have any at the moment. But so my project today is kind of just sit around. I am going to be working on probably a decal. If I can think of it, we'll see. I'm going to pull an image into Cricut and see if I can work it out or not. But I'm making a Minion shirt because I absolutely love Despicable Me and the Minions. They're awesome. Like when it comes to characters, like Baby Yoda, Stitch, Minions, Toothless are my 4 top ones. Toothless is before Minions. Like those are my 4 favorite characters. And then of course Pokemon and Moana. Hey Hey and Pooh are awesome. But it's just kind of a chill day. 50 adulting things, yuck. I don't like adulting. When it comes to things outside of my business, I do not like adulting, but I enjoy almost every aspect of my business. I really do enjoy it. So a massive Stitch plush. I have one about that big. Like I have Stitch and Angel because they were buy one get one half off. So I got both of them, and I love them. I also have a Dumbo. Dumbo is really cute. I would love a big Stitch plush though. Like Stitch is one of my favorite characters. I also have a Toothless from Build-A-Bear. Toothless is one of my most favorites. Like he is just so cute. And then of course Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda is adorable. And I need to do a Baby Yoda shirt. That's neat. That's neat. So this week's project is going to be, maybe not this weekend, but this coming week. Other than getting orders hopefully taken care of, my next project is a romper. Basically, it's going to be a short-sleeved and shorts version of my footed pajamas. So obviously no feet. It's gonna be, a nice cotton knit. My fabric that I got, guys, this is a hilarious hack. Toothless plush is awesome. Like, just don't have diapers or pull-ups. That's sad. I just ordered diapers last night. Guys, this is something really cool. So business has gone so well that for the first time ever, I was able to purchase diapers for the month with the money I have made from my business, because I've made enough that there's enough in my account at the moment, was enough in my account to purchase my diapers for the month with my business profits. That is huge for me. Paul, I don't do that. I'm sorry. But it was a huge moment last night, and my bank account cried, yes, because I pulled out almost $200 of it. But that's okay because the business is rolling in, and I'm so proud of myself, and just really glad I made the decision to get into doing pacifiers. Like, I'm so glad. But anyway, so this romper is going to be done this week, and I'm going to probably tie-dye it. That's the plan at the moment. I have a pretty cool idea. Hello, Chris. Hello, by the way, hello, Blake, Paul, Mike. Hello, guys. But yeah, so it's going to be hopefully up on the shop when I can start taking orders again for sewing items. Right now, you guys are going to get a kick out of this. So my Joann store is closed right now. It's temporarily closed. And getting stuff online from Joann's can take weeks. They are so behind in shipping things that it takes forever to get fabric here. Hi, Tom. So what did I do? So I've had to make masks for people. I've things like that. What am I using right now? I'm using sheets, bed sheets. So like for masks, I'm using cottons. For my clothing, I made the shorts I'm wearing right here. I personally dyed these, but I bought a jersey knit sheet so that I could make some clothing. I got 2 outfits out of it. And then there's still pillowcases. So it's amazing. Like, it works. It works. I spent I think I spent $30 and bought a sheet set. So it was a fitted sheet, a flat sheet, and 2 pillowcases. And I used the sheets as fabric, and I dyed them. So I'm dyeing them the colors I want them. I just bought white. I could have done like a navy or like something, and they're like super comfortable, guys. Like, you wouldn't think going bed sheet would work, but it does. Only if it's for clothing. For this type of clothing, it has to be, a jersey sheet, which are not easy to find in a high enough quality. But I did. So, all right, I'm gonna go real quick, refill my bottle so that I can have some water, because I am thirsty as heck. I am a little bit dehydrated. So, I've not been real great at keeping my actually, I think I'm going to probably do a Gatorade right now, because given how dry everything is, I think Gatorade is going to be the best. Let me go grab that real quick, and I will be right back. And I'm very blue today with my clothing. Hi. Hello, Simon. Yeah, what are you doing? Feel like you're being naughty. You boys playing? Good morning, Jimmy. Good morning. But yeah, my back is killing me. I really need to take some. I can't. I haven't. No, I did not. I bought, this is a jersey knit, so it's a nice stretchy fabric. You really don't want that for a mask. So I bought a $4 sheet, printed sheet from Walmart. It makes a lot. Masks are only 9 by 7 inches for adults. I know, I'm kidding. But yeah, cotton sheets work great for that. Need to do those tomorrow. I have a couple to do for my brother-in-law and stuff like that. You bring me Rice Krispie treats? Where'd you get that? Ah, it's a massive Rice Krispie treat.
I believe the technical term is a Rice Krispie block.
I mean, my family always used to make them really big like this. Rice Krispies are one of the best cereals. My food, Leo. See? No shit. Go away, it's mine. You had your breakfast. This is mine. You may lick fingers. It's like they don't taste that great, Mom. It is a Rice Krispie treat. Pause down. Come on. Go play. Go play. It's a Rice Krispie treat. So basically, I don't know if they have them where you are. Aren't you in England? No. It's Rice Krispie cereal with melted butter and marshmallow. You put it in a pan, make it into a sheet. And now I've got cat hair on my freaking Rice Krispie treat. Thank you, Leo. But it's awesome. One of my favorite things to eat. And you can actually make it with a lot of different cereals. You can do it with Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, Cheerios, like the Cocoa Puffs. Like you can do it out of like any type of cereal. And it kind of makes it like a granola bar. But they're super yummy. And I like it because not corn. My favorite type is a mixture of regular Rice Krispies with Fruity Pebbles. Leo. I'm making sure that Ross doesn't get in. He's up on the window because bugs. Leo, it's just a spot, dude. It's not a bug. Oh, it is a bug. It's a little like fruit fly thing. But he's gonna fall. Just wait till it comes down, dude. He's a great bug catcher. Like, we had a fly in here the other day on the window, and he just grabbed it. Basically, he played with it for a second, but then he ate it. He's a great bug catcher. I mean, like, you can see just with his bottom half, he's trying to climb the window. There he is. Simon is over here sleeping on the floor. Simon's definitely the more lazy cat, but he's also been playing this morning. He's really good at self-entertainment. Both of them are. But Leo will come get you if he wants to play. Simon comes to get you if he wants food. Leo comes to get you if he wants to play. That was actually the perfect snack because it's sugary, and sugar helps kind of coat the mouth so it doesn't feel so dry. But yeah, so, ta-da. I don't know, we may just talk. I don't know if I'll actually do the decal making. I don't know. Leo, you're going to fall down, dude. You will because he's a klutz. Leo. It's just a fruit fly, dude. He just wants to get it so bad. Honey, it's way too Andrew. Andrew. There's a little like fruit fly up at the top of the window and he's like trying to climb the window. Can you put that up higher so it's not? Hey. How are you, Joey? Yeah, I was around yesterday, but I didn't stream. Um I had a task to do. I was making masks for Hannah to take with her today. Because she needed one for travel and she brought some for her nieces as well. Just dude, you're gonna fall and hurt yourself. Get down, kitty. It's a good thing that cat has such a strong core because God, I'm gonna laugh when he falls. Leo, come here. I wish I had some food. Didn't take some. Wait, no. But I was here. I just didn't want to stream much. Cats are too brave. This one especially is actually funny enough. So Leo loves to sit at the windows like all cats do. And he's kind of wanted to explore the outdoors. So yesterday, picked him up, strapped him over my shoulder, and is Kai a nickname? Kai is my little side name. And typically what I go by in my house, like I'm typically called Kai. My real name is Brittany, and therefore I go by that to most people. Like if you meet me in public, I'm going to introduce myself as Brittany, unless I know you from online. Be like, hey, it's Kai. But yeah, Kai is my little name, and I go by that half the time. Kai means my version of Kai means ocean. It's the Hawaiian version, and it means ocean because I am a water bug. I love the water. Especially I've never been to the ocean, but I have a feeling I will love it because I love going to our lake. I love being in pools. I just love water and I love being in water. And Kai loves water. But that was the name. We were picking names. My little side, when I first got into the little world, I went by Chloe and kind of went with I'm female, so little side's female. Kind of over time realized little side is not female at all. Little side is very much a boy. So I then wanted to switch my name. I know, but I wanted to switch my name from Chloe, and I went through lists and lists of names, and I kind of came down to we were choosing between Remy, Kai, and then one other one. I can't remember, but as soon as I said something about Kai, all three of us are like, whoa, 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 that's the name. That's the name. Joey, and that's something to look through. When it came to, when it came to my little name, we tried out Milo. Milo just wasn't right, and apparently Hannah has a plushie named Milo, so Milo was not right. Tried Finn. I ended up going kind of by Finley. That just wasn't fitting. So I'm like, well, I needed them to have input on it because it's like they're the ones that are primarily going to use it. What one are they comfortable doing? And Kai worked great to go from Chloe to Kai because the sound. So Kai just became the name. And it has stuck and it feels right. Yes, Kai is Hawaiian. It's also Japanese, but I go by it with the Hawaiian version. But yeah. So, but kind of in a way, the name picks you. The name picks you. And it's interesting. A lot of people don't name their little side differently. A lot of people go with like a name they wanted as a kid or something like that. Chloe was what I wanted to be named when I was a kid, and I named like every doll I had Chloe. And I really do still like the name Chloe, but it just wasn't my little side's jam. I was not female. So, but Kai stuck. Everybody likes Kai. The transition between Chloe and Kai was super quick and easy. And it just felt right. And so we stuck with it. I would say like I'm very drawn to Hawaii in the fact that it's just gorgeous. It's, I've seen a lot of like people who have lived in Hawaii and stuff but it's just amazingly gorgeous there and warm. I like warm. Are you playing, Simon? Kitty, kitty, kitty. Simon, come here. I love it. He comes when I call him. Come here, Simon. Yeah, your brother's gonna get you.
Look out, Simon.
He's coming because I called him. And then he got
If
this.
he jumps onto Simon, I'm gonna be absolutely awesome.
Hello, Simon. Getting up there? See? Hi. You guys don't get to see him very often because he doesn't like to be picked up and stuff. This is like his pet zone. He jumps up here for pets, for foods. He likes to walk on computer. What brand of diapers do you buy? I buy North Shore Mega Max at the moment. As soon as I can, immediately as soon as I can. When Tykables comes back with the XL overnights, I will be buying Tykables. Tykables have been my hands down favorite diapers since they've been in existence. They are awesome. Like, they're super, super good diapers. I do better with the hook and loop as opposed to the tapes, mainly because when he changes me, he's horrible at placement of tapes. But I cannot wait for those Tykables to get back in an XL. They took the XL out when they did the redesign, and it's been so frustrating. Like, you guys, they screwed me over when they did that, because ABU's diapers, well, a lot of their new ones don't fit me size wise, and I'm really pissed off that they did that. Their XLs are like a large, and I'm so frustrated they did that. Also, at the time, I was not supporting the Canadian Rears company, and I was not able to get those, but I've tried the Barnyards when I got them from Cushy Tushy's Diapers. Barnyards are not bad, but I hate the print. I just don't like the print at all. I'm waiting for the dinosaur ones from Rears to be in my size to give those a try. Euroflex, I don't do plastic pants. With my sensory issues and my nerve damage, plastic pants actually cause incredible amounts of pain in my leg because anything tight around my leg in that area hurts really bad. Because I had a femoral nerve stretch years ago, so tight clothing in that area really, really hurts. Like, I can do a diaper at just the right pressure that it doesn't hurt. When he does it, sometimes it hurts, and I have to adjust it. But plastic pants, you just have the pressure there from that is just too high. I also run into the problem of I have thunder thighs and a smaller waist, so they don't fit me right. I have to go for thigh leg size, not waist size, and then it just doesn't fit right. It's not comfortable. I'm happy your boyfriend loves you for who you are. My boyfriend and I are awesome. Are you married yet or engaged? No, and no. We are in a polyamorous relationship, so currently there are 4 people in this relationship. I am the only, well, no, that's not true. Andrew is dating me and Hannah. Hannah is dating, obviously, Andrew and Annie. I am only dating Andrew at the moment. If possible, if there is a possibility at some point down the road that we will add a fifth one in as a kind of an assistance as far as like a mommy to me. It'll be me that adds the person instead of other people. Like when it's been me and Andrew for 6.5 years, right? Then we met Zelly. He fell in love with her. I was great friends with her, and it just was the fit. And then Annie, Hannah has known Annie since they were like 12. And Annie has been in love with Hannah for about a decade. And they lost contact for a little while because Hannah moved away from her. They got back in contact. And Annie and Hannah have started a relationship. I am also very good friends with Annie in just a very short period of time. Me and all of us just completely meld together. We are all going to eventually live together. If we add a fifth person in, it would be me adding a fifth person in for the needs that I have that Daddy cannot provide. So on the married or engaged thing, I am not planning at this point to get married to Andrew. Because for me, marriage is often failed in my life. I don't know of a single, I think I have one sibling who hasn't been divorced and one cousin who hasn't been divorced. And the rest of my family, my aunts, my mom and dad, my grandmother, all that stuff. So I don't plan on pursuing marriage at this point. Now, if the fifth person we meet and I decide to marry, then fine. Hannah is a Christian, a very, very liberal Christian, but she is a Christian. So marriage actually means something to her. So her and Andrew will be getting married at some point. Now, we do plan on in the future, when our family is complete, doing a commitment ceremony to each other. It would just be, the 5 of us or 4 of us with parents if they want to be there, that type of thing. Like really just a teeny little thing. We just, it's not even an official thing. It's just us committing to be with each other, all of us, for the rest of our lives. Because, I may not be in a relationship with the 2 girls, but we are a family. We are all together in this, and we love each other, even if it's platonic love and friendship love, but we love each other and we are committed to spending our lives in this family. Hello, Wild One. No, we are not polygamous. There is a difference between polyamory and polygamy. Okay, so polyamory means you love more than one person outside of marriage, basically. So I'm going to go for it here. There's Andrew, me, Hannah, and Annie. Andrew and I are together in a relationship in that he and I do consider him my boyfriend. Andrew is also dating Hannah. So Andrew is together with me and Hannah. Hannah and I are not together as a couple. Hannah is now in a relationship with Annie and Andrew. But Annie and Andrew are not in a relationship. It is very complicated. The difference in polyamory is we are not married or claiming to be married to all of us. Polygamists marry multiple okay, here. Polygamy means one man marries multiple women. Polyamory means everybody can be in a different type of relationship, whether it's girl, trans, anything. Polyamory means just loving and being in a relationship with more than one person. So Hannah is dating a girl and a guy. So that's how it works. That's the biggest difference. And we've been in this for a few years now, just as Andrew and I decided, hey, we're pretty cool with this polyamory thing. Like we're kind of wanting to add more people. We tried with a couple. Those of you who know, we tried it with Allie. Allie was not a fit for us. The only fit was that she brought Snitch to us. And I believe that's the whole reason that happened. I honestly do. I think that's why it happened. But it turned out that she was very, very, very toxic to me. We added Hannah in. Hannah and Zelly are the same person, by the way, guys. Those of you who do not know that. Hannah and Zelly, it's the same person. Zelly is her little name or her nickname. And her real name is Hannah. I use them interchangeably. I've been using Hannah more often because Annie calls her Hannah. So, yeah. So, yeah. As long as it works for us all, yep, that's exactly it. You don't have to fully understand it, but we have I call it our little poly square right now because there's 4 of us. And so, yeah, there may be about poly star at some point. I don't know. That's the goal. There's some things I'm looking into, so that's the goal. Still, apparently, there's only going to be one man in this relationship. So, but yeah, it just works for us, and we love it, and we have a really good, when it comes to our extended family, Hannah's parents know, Andrew's parents know, and my parents know. Annie's parents are evil. Pretty much, she's not going to really talk to them once she moves out. They're very evil. I'm not even going to get into it. But anyway, my Andrew's family found out officially about a year and a half ago, something like that. That we were polyamorous and everyone was together. Hannah's parents just recently found out that she's also dating Annie, so she can now basically say, yeah, Andrew's dating both of us. And Andrew, or my parents are divorced, thank God. My mother is exceedingly supportive of this, as is my sister. I don't know how all of my siblings think about it because I don't really talk to most of them. Just in that I don't speak to my oldest sister because she has been extremely really bad to my mom in the last few years. Really bad. I'm not even going to get into it right now. That's another story for another time. My second sister, who is the one right above me, she is fairly open to things, but she is a busy mom with 4 kids. So her and I just don't click very often. We can talk when we're together and stuff, but we just don't often connect. Then my third sister, who is younger than me, is really kind of in her own little world and really doesn't talk to anybody but my youngest sister. And my youngest sister and I are best buds. She's very supportive of the ABDL thing, and she's also very supportive of the polyamorous thing. So, but yeah, so basically the 2 family members that I am in contact with, my mom and my baby sister, they're very okay with this lifestyle. My mom is actually kind of polyamorous too. But all the families involved, are just wonderful. I started dating Andrew, then Hannah came into the family, and it was not even a question. It's like, okay, that's our family. And same thing with Hannah's parents. I've met them once, but it was already open arms. You are part of the family. And that's how all 3 of our family members work. When Annie comes in, that's a different story. Her parents are pretty much going to be out of her life because they're just toxic and horribly mean to her. But yeah, good afternoon, Bo. How are you doing? Things are going okay. We're taking a rest day because I have a very angry back and shoulder, kind of neck shoulder area, like right here. This muscle right there. You can kind of see it bulgy, but that muscle is mad. So we're taking a rest day today from work. We'll see if I can make it the whole day. I want to be doing things. So funny enough, like I had this order coming in, and it was saying it wasn't coming till Monday, and it arrived today, which I'm totally okay with this. But it's 5 black pacifiers and uh, some alphabet beads, so that I can add some personalizations to this. I'm married to Sue, my wife. This is both our second marriage. My first marriage was toxic, and we divorced in 2000. I married Sue in 2010. Oh, never been so happy. That's awesome. It is really amazing when you do find that person. And me and Andrew have had a conversation fairly regularly when things come up and whatnot, where, me and Andrew have just always been connected on a different level. And with my desire for something, I'm not going to go into it right now, but there's a thing that I really do want to involve a mommy in this. And it's like, if that is what you need, and, you meet a person that's not willing to be part of this family, you can always just, not be part of the family. Like, you're still our friend, but if that's what you need, that's what makes you happy, then do it. No hard feelings. Well, it'll be sad, but I don't want to do that, because this household, Hannah, Annie, Andrew, are my family, and I don't want to give that up at all. But yeah. Anyway, hello, Leo. You're so cute. He's over here giving himself a bath. That is awesome. Wild one. That is very much how Andrew's father is. Andrew's family, his mom and dad, do know about the ABDL lifestyle. They actually, for quite a while, thought that I was just an ABDL when he met me. They didn't realize till after I moved in that I am actually incontinent. And I mean, after we moved out of their house, like, they just thought I was an AB and wore diapers all the time. They're not supportive of it per se, but it's kind of like a don't ask, don't tell type of thing. They know. And every year to 2 years, Andrew's mom will ask me, is he still doing that diaper thing? And I'm just like, yeah, that's weird. I'm like, yeah. And that's about all we talk about. My mom knows everything. Everything. My mom and I talk about everything. So she's always known for a long time. She's supportive of it. She was not incredibly supportive of it before my parents divorced. She did, however, before they divorced, I've explained this story before, where I had my first PTSD episode. They couldn't get me to calm down. She found she got my pacifier out of my bag, gave it to me, and she just sobbed, because all of a sudden she saw it. She's like, I see why you do this, and I see what it does for you. And she sobbed, because her words, I just broke down crying, because in that moment, you were my baby again. It's like, I didn't see my 20-something-year-old kid. I saw my baby. And I was one of my mom's favorite babies, because I was all smiles. I was a happy baby. She had me right after Denny, and Denny was a terror baby. Girl was crawling at 5 months old. And then I'm the middle child, so there's 2 ahead of me, 2 below me. The one after me was also a terror child. So me and the youngest were really her babies that she enjoyed a lot, because we were calm and happy babies. Oh boy. So yeah, but she's like, I saw my baby. So after that, we did have a little bit of a talk. She's like, look, I see what this thing does for you, and I'm okay with that. But you live in a household with your 2 younger sisters and your father. Keep it in private as much as possible. This was also when my legs were unusable. I could not climb stairs. I ended up in the hospital for 3 weeks for this. And when I came home, they had to put everything downstairs for me. I had to have a hospital bed downstairs. I couldn't go up the stairs. Like, yeah, it's a touching video. And someday I'm gonna have my mom on a video with me to talk about it. Like, I want to do an interview with my mom, because my mom can tell you a lot more about shit than I can, because I don't remember a lot of the stuff that went on. But that experience between, me being ill and everything turned my mother and I into, turned our relationship into something just amazing. Like, not many people have just this great relationship and friendship with their mother. And my mom is amazing. Like, I could not ask for a better mother. If there is a spider on my ceiling, we can't reach it because it's a vaulted ceiling. But yeah, but my mom has, as soon as she divorced my dad, literally as soon as she divorced my dad, her attitude about the ABDL changed. Because she was like, I'm kind of okay with this, but keep it private, don't use your pacifiers in front of people, don't use your bottles in front of people, but it was really hard because I was in the family room. I could not go up to my room. So there would be times when it's like, I need to rest. Can you all go in the living room? Because we had a big ass family room. It was actually as big as this room here, our living room, dining room. And it was like our computer room, our TV room, the dogs were there. So I just had my bed in a corner. And they'd have to go in the living room so that I could rest, because I was, but after that, after she divorced my dad, which was about the time I moved back to New York. I had moved away to Connecticut for a year. And when I came back to New York after my parents had split, well, no, that's not true. My parents split before I moved to Connecticut, because that's why I moved to Connecticut. But a divorce was official. My mom was out, and that's when her and I really had the chance to talk about it, because I ended up living with her again. And we talked about what it does, why I do it, and things like that. And when she was able to understand it. And I gotta sit my leg differently, so give me a second here. Ugh. But now she's just totally open about it. Like, she loves seeing the things I make, like the pacifiers and everything. She loves it. That's nice. Well, I like, that's awesome. So, yeah. But, like, I couldn't ask for better support systems. How do you feel about going public about your ABDL? I would be too afraid of that repercussions. I'm not public per se. Like, I never told coworkers. I never told other family members and friends. Like, other family members know, just through different things, but I've never actually like come out and boom said, hey, I'm an adult baby. I never came out, like, when you go look at me online, like, my Facebook is very much so adult me, about incontinence, things like that. It's not about any form of fetish. Yes, I worried about publicity, or publicly, but by me going public, I felt like I could do more to educate people on what being an AB is about for the majority of people, to change the mindsets and the stigma around it and actually get people to understand what it is. Well, now you are, yeah. I didn't come out even on YouTube for a long time. I didn't say it much. I mean, I didn't hide it, but I didn't come out and say it. So I was a little worried about how that would happen, but I am not one to shy away from something because of fear when it comes to this stuff. Like, I am going to share my story. And I want to educate people on that, like, to get people to realize, hey, sometimes people go through a trauma and end up with this. There's a lot of different reasons people do that. But I'm like, this is why the majority of us do it. And there is a huge difference between the community. There is a huge difference between the little community and the age play community. Age play is 100, like it is sexual. It is a fetish. But being a little is a lifestyle. It is who you are. And that is where I feel the difference in educating the general public about it comes in handy and becomes necessary. So that is why I do what I do. That is why I am public. That is why I educate. And I've had people who have discovered being an ABDL through things, or discovered they are through things that I've said. I've had recently joined a chat group, and I just my chat name is Little Kai on all across the board on this chat and on several chats, and my name brought to the mind somebody is like, "Are you a little?" And they came to me with questions regarding their partner, and I've been able to help educate her a little bit and help her understand what the little community is and why we do it and things like that. And you know, I'm thankful that I get that type of thing. I'm helping to educate the general population on what being an ABDL is and how it can help people. So yeah, why am I feeling like it's got to be a sinus headache? But yeah. I have not found that. I've actually found that a lot of people who have come from trauma um tend to be a lot of littles, especially in the female world. A lot of littles are born through trauma, be it, and I don't want any triggers here, but be it sexual trauma, be it psychological trauma, or for me, it was medical stuff. Also, I was a middle child, so that plays into it. But mine was just here's the thing, something that I've seen a lot of actual like psychologists say is when it comes to the littles versus the DL type of situation, typically people become a DL when they start going through puberty. And this is how you can kind of tell the difference. Those who have it as a fetish and those who have it as a lifestyle. And unfortunately, most people see it as a fetish in general, like, oh, that's a fetish. But they don't understand that for me, it has nothing to do with sexual or sensual or anything. Literally my who I am inside. It is a lifestyle, just like being a nudist is a lifestyle. So that is the biggest difference is a DL is born during puberty or age player is born during puberty. A little is born much younger. And you may not even realize it. They may not know it until much later where that stemmed from. But I know for me especially, I know that this has existed from the time I was extremely young because I have what I thought was a dream, but apparently it's a memory of me sneaking one of my little sister's diapers when I was like 5 or 6. And well, I was 5 when she was born, so she was probably closer to 1, so probably about 6, where I snuck one and put it on. And a couple of different things throughout life were like, looking back, knowing what I know now, those were signs that I was a little. And my mom's like, you always had this thing about you. Like, she's like, you always had more of a child's mindset. She's like, you were the one that didn't give up imaginative play at, the normal ages. that people start getting rid of imaginative play, you know. I had this insane ability to, like, I have a lot of younger cousins. I'm actually on the older end of most of my cousins. There's quite a few younger than me. I had the insane ability to play with them for hours and engage in their storylines and enjoy it. So I hope this is not a migraine. Sorry, my eyes are being weird. And things like my mom's like, there was always something that I could not nail down about you. Always something. And once she discovered I was an 80, she's like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. It's like there was always something different. Okay, come on. But yeah, it's always interesting. I want to get back into doing some more educational videos soon, guys. I've done a lot of live streaming lately and I love it, but I want to at least post like once a week on some other topic, you know, some recorded video to help out a bit. Why am my eyes? Please don't feel migraine. It's almost like I'm exhausted, but I shouldn't be. Yeah, I hope it's not a migraine too, because I'm actually out of migraine medication and I'd have to call my neurologist. I can't even get an emergency script from my doctor right now because she's out of the office today. I mean, I could, but I don't have the money to do that. I do have a cocktail that I take of medications that usually help. And we can go get Excedrin. Excedrin migraine is great. Hello, Ben. Or Skip. I was always different. Yeah. Like my mom, she's like, I could never pin down what it was. But she's like, you had this childlike mentality. Always. She's like, you were the 16-year-old that wanted a doll for your birthday. I still have that doll, by the way. It's sitting up in my room. I still have that doll. And I will always have that doll until I send it. I'm probably going to send it to my mother at some point because she would love it. She's been trying to find one of those for a while. But yeah, that's, you know, and when I came out to my mom and we were talking about it probably a couple of years ago, I had come out to my mom long before that. My mom has known for like 8 years now, as long as I've known pretty much. But I miss doing reviews. I miss doing all the reviews, but hey, guys, since I've gained weight and I am now in an XL, it's really hard. It's really hard to do. But unfortunately, weight gain is not something I have been able to control. It's a lot of different factors. Hopefully, I keep losing. I'm my body. I can tell. Like last night, I could tell my body was very swelled because my diaper fit really weirdly yesterday. But you know, when I get back into PT, I need to actually go for a walk today. Movement is what ultimately drops the pounds. It's kind of funny with me because I don't eat much, guys. I really don't. And I've said this before, like I'll go all day until dinner without eating. So I'll eat dinner and then I usually have a snack at bedtime because I have to eat after I take my meds or they just don't absorb. So yeah. I've always been a stocky girl. I have been the stocky little girl since I was little. You know, my other sister Denny was always the skinny one. I far surpassed her at about 10 or 12. I was taller and I became bigger. So it was often thought that I was actually older than her. She's this tiny little petite thing. She's 5'3", 110, 15 pounds, and she's this tiny little bombshell like my grandmother was. She's very teeny. I'm short and stocky. I got my sister Denny got my grandmother, my fraternal grandmother's body style. I got my fraternal grandfather's family style. Which I'm very mad at. I would have rather any other genetics. Unfortunately, I got a lot of genetics from my father. I got the disease, which is sad because I can't stand my father. But there's aspects. I have my mama's nose. I look a lot like my mom. When I grow my hair out, I look a lot like my mom. Thank you, wild one. Hopefully it'll feel better too. I started going vertical. You mean horizontal? But when I was in 18, I was 160 pounds, 5'4". I mean, I look good, but um, then I got sick and dropped 30 pounds. And I looked, well, once I was healthy again, I looked really good. Um, I looked really good for a long time. And then I moved to Connecticut where the weight just skyrocketed up to my first time was 220. When I moved back home from Connecticut, I dropped back down to 170 in a matter of a month. I just dropped that weight, and I did not. It was not a healthy. I was not eating, but I was still working and moving around. So I just dropped that weight from stress, and then as my health issues increased, I moved here. When I moved here, I looked great for about a year, and then it went downhill from there because my health went downhill from there. So I am slowly working at it. When I do move around, I actually lose weight pretty decently. In 2 months, I lost 15 pounds. Um, and I don't think I've really gained it back. It's just that I have not been doing what I was doing. So I'm not doing PT like I was. The heck was that? I thought it was a message from Hannah. I'm like, wait, what? She landed? So my goal is to fit consistently in a large diaper. Medium would be amazing, but I don't think I've ever been a medium for any period of time. So fitting consistently in a large diaper would be my goal. Like any diaper, large. That I don't mind. The extra larges are harder. And I don't really want I mean, like when Dykables comes back with the XLs, God, I will buy the shit out of those. I cannot wait because that is my diaper of choice. But my goal is to fit in an XL diaper or a large diaper.
Interrupt. He's so tired now, chasing bugs. It sucks being a cat.
Where are you going? Oh. Doing naughty things? I love teasing them. So, but yeah, no, like I'm a heavy person. I'm always gonna be kind of heavier. Hannah's quickly catching up to me, but she's still got no butt. I have massive thighs and a big butt, and that's the problem. Like, my hips are huge, and I hate it. Like, I wouldn't mind my size if it wasn't for my massive hips. Like, it drive me insane. But my goal is to get the weight down back. Like, I don't even care. I just want to be in the 100s. Like, my ideal weight is about 150, 160. Like, that is where I look my best. That is where I am my healthiest weight. That's literally losing half of me. I'm like, what? I mean, not half of me anymore necessarily, but it literally would be losing half. Like, I never had all this. This is all, in the last couple of years. I was pretty skinny. But my goal is to get down to about 160, 170. Because that's about my ideal weight, is right at that point. I look really good. I feel really healthy. And I fit in a lot of diapers. Hey, DG, how's it going? We're just having a chill chat day today because I am incredibly sore. Of course, sitting here is also making my hip hurt. But oh, you were tested? Please tell me it was negative. Goodness sakes. No COVID for you. I have successfully, I mean, oh, it was okay, good. We have not had it that bad here in Kansas. Like, I know we have quite a few, but especially in our town, we haven't had that much, which is surprising because we're on the busier side of Kansas. Um, and I honestly, Tom, I don't do email much at all. I really don't. Oh, you have to wait for like 5 days to get the test? Damn. I know people that were getting the tests back in like 2 days, but the Midwest did not get hit as hard as the rest of the country. Yeah, I don't tip. I'm just being honest. I don't email. I email for business purposes and things like that, and that's about it. Oh, you mean to get? Um, I mean, a lot of people are getting it and having no symptoms, or having. Hi, how are you doing, Alicia? Welcome in. Um, a lot of us have gotten it and are asymptomatic. But that's the problem is people can pass it. That's why I've been in my house for the last 6 weeks. Just I have gone out a handful of times, and I have gloved up and masked up and changed my clothing and come home straight and wash hands despite having worn gloves and all that stuff. So, um, that's the thing. Like, but we are being really careful because of the asthma, the lung issues, the having no spleen. That is the biggest thing is I have no spleen, and apparently when you have no spleen, you're really really susceptible to flu viruses. I think it's like non-encapsulated viruses or something like that. I'm really susceptible to pneumonia, to meningitis, to um, trying to think of the shots they had to give me for it. Pneumococcal, meningitis, the flu, pneumonia, pretty much those types of things are really dangerous to me. I do have to get a flu shot every year. And it worked great this year. There have been years where I got the flu shot and still got the flu. I know that one year when, like, I think it was the year I moved here, or the year after I moved here, I got the flu and couldn't breathe. I was in the hospital on round the clock nebulizers and oxygen and stuff. All right, see you later, Tom. Um, so for me, and also when you lose intestines, oof, I would hate to have meningitis. But when you lose intestines, you also lose part of your immune system. And given the fact that I've had MRSA like 4 times, things like that. Like my immune system is not great. Plus, with the FAP, I have FAP doesn't necessarily affect that aspect of it, but because of all the surgeries I've had, I have a much more compromised immune system. Um, I get really sick really easily, and because of the asthma, I end up with needing support. Um, for the most part, I've done really well. Thank God, my doctor last year decided that we were going to have a nebulizer at home because that has saved my butt. And with this allergy thing that we don't know what it is, where I randomly basically go into anaphylaxis when I touch like pine cones, or there are other times that I just randomly almost go into anaphylaxis. It's not mast cell activation disorder, but it's kind of similar to where I don't know that it's not that. If it is, it's not severe. But random allergies where, my throat gets all itchy and closes and stuff like that. And I have to do my nebulizer to open back up those airways. But doing that keeps me, basically doing that kind of saved my life a couple of times. Big dose of Benadryl and a nebulizer treatment or two, and not too bad. I know that the meningitis I'm specifically like the one, not the one where I don't know if it's like the one that affects like the spine and stuff like that, but it's not the one that causes a lot of the necrosis. I don't think. I mean, I could be. I'm probably susceptible to both, but I have been vaccinated for the one of them. But I do get flu shots every year. Um, now, there were a few years where I'm like, I'm not doing it because I still get sick. But this year it was incredibly successful for me. I had one of my healthiest winters I've ever had, as far as catching illnesses. It was a little bit rough in other ways, but as far as like being sick or catching a virus, I did really well this winter, and that is the goal, to keep it that way. And just we knew as soon as quarantine, or as soon as it became a thing, COVID was like, I gotta lock down, because um, I am a target for people who are really at high risk. So I just don't have the greatest health, but I'm still doing good. I'm impressed that I've done well. Hannah's been healthy because she's wearing her mask around people. It's like, the fuck. Plus, masks are really great for hiding pacifiers if you need to use them in public, guys. I haven't done that yet at all because my mask drives me crazy and I talk. And it's like I can't be taking the pacifier out. But I have not done that. So, but we've done really well. I have started to venture out into the world on certain short excursions. I've now gone to the grocery store once. Yesterday, we went to Walmart and the dollar store, and I wore gloves and a mask the whole time. Walmart, we didn't even go in. We just picked up a script. So we just picked up some meds. So we literally were in the pickup line outside. We didn't even go in. And then we ran to the dollar store where, we were naughty. So Hannah needed to get a couple things for her trip. And whenever we go into the dollar store, we always check, because our dollar store has roasted seaweed sheets. It comes in a pack, a 3-pack for $1. So we get 3. I don't have it right here at the moment, I don't think, but like 3 smaller packs in one big pack. We bought 10 of those. So we had 30 little packs of seaweed. We'll get there in a minute. So they have been out of seaweed for like the last several weeks, of course, like for 2 months or something like that. But it was even before quarantine. And then Hannah said they had some. So she brought over for like 4 packs of seaweed. I'm like, was there more? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, this is our favorite snack. Let's stock up. We're stocking up on that. So we bought 10 packs and separated it. She gets 5 and I get 5. And yesterday, packs of it comes in a triple pack, but it's in one pack. We were so excited to have it that yesterday we each ate 3 packages, like 3 little packages of seaweed. We love that shit. Like, that is one of our favorite snacks. We absolutely love it. And it was $1. Like, it's good seaweed too. It's yummy. Like, I've had a lot of seaweed. This one's good. You haven't mastered talking around your binky. I have in ways, but typically when I'm using my pacifier, I am very little. And when I am very little, I am fairly nonverbal. I have a few words I use. Baba, daddy, no, kitty, sissy, sometimes milk, or eat, or hungry. Those are typically, and my speaking is literally like 1 word or 2 words, like daddy, baba, daddy, hungry. Daddy, eat. I don't even say hungry usually. I say eat. And then he asks, are you hungry? So I don't do much talking. But no, I can talk around it. And I do. Oh, is another one. Has said a lot. Stinky. I can say stinky. But that's the other thing that's interesting to me. Like, I don't know how many of you all have experienced this, but when you watch videos or you talk to especially female littles, and I don't know if it's me, and Hannah has noticed this a little bit. When I'm little, laugh and voice just change. I don't purposely change my speaking. When I go into a little headspace, I don't have a control of that voice change, like the laugh, the way my voice sounds. When you see a lot of girls that do the videos, they have this super high pitched voice that they use, and their laugh is like, and it drives me nuts because I'm like, you can tell that they're doing it on purpose. And this is somewhat, I think, where the difference comes in for a little versus an age player. Because my voice is not something that I purposely change. And it's I feel like it's a very authentic voice, but it's not something I tried to do. It just happens. And that's the way it is. But yes, it is my little self. My little self is a little shit. Like, I have such a good imagination that, like, there's usually some sort of visual dialogue going on with Kai in my head, to the point of when Kai is cranky and doing his wall thing, I literally see the wall in my head. Like, obviously, I'm not seeing the wall, but the wall is picturing in my head. And I picture Kai, and he does this thing where he walks behind the wall and peeks out. And, like, it depends on the situation, on if he stays behind the wall. Typically, when he goes behind the wall, he does not come out for a while, which means I don't go little for a while. But it's kind of funny because me and Hannah have been having this conversation a lot, because there's actually a condition. It's not a condition, but it's type of brain that cannot picture images in their mind's eye or in their imagination. You cannot picture things in your imagination. There was a thing floating around Facebook that was like, okay, when you say red star and think red star, what do you see? And she's like, I see this. And I'm like, I see this. She picked the completely black image, and I picked the freaking red star. Like, I'm like, I literally picture that in my head. And I'm like, when I'm sitting here thinking about Kai and things like that, like, I literally can picture in my head. I can see Kai. I can see when he's doing his wall. I can see when he's just sitting there playing. 90% of the time, my imagination can see what Kai is doing. It's weird. And this is why for a long time I'm like, is my little side actually a mental illness of some sort? Am I, like, having another personality? Which, no, the case is not really. As far as I can tell, I have never, it's not linked that it's a mental issue or a mental illness. But, like, so DID, people, those in DID, their brain has not formed into one. Their personality traits and personality have not formed into one, because in a young age they had trauma that caused them to stay separate, which is why they have alters, or headmates, and they literally form a world in their head, and they literally live in their head. Well, I don't want that to sound right. They have a life in their head that is not out in the real world. So sometimes I've wondered, like, is my little side, not necessarily everybody's little side, but is my little side that? Is that some sort of response? But, it does semi feel like I have another personality at times. But the biggest thing that makes me say no to that is that I have most of the time, I have complete control over Kai and Little Side. I'm not like blacked out during when Kai is out or anything. Like I remember everything. There have been a few situations, I can think of two. Um, when I first was with my ex visiting him, um, I regressed basically to the point of about 6 months old, according to what he has told me. I don't remember it. He kind of laid out what went on. I don't particularly remember it. Um, I remember being in a headspace of very small and just wanting him to basically hold me. My ex was not a good daddy, just in case you were wondering. He was not cut out to be a daddy. He is DL and that's it. But then there was another situation with Andrew that, yeah, kind of. It's a very interesting world, and it's possible maybe I do have a form of dissociative disorder. I have no idea. I have not really been to a psychologist to diagnose that. But maybe that is at this point it's not hindering my life. Um, I don't have amnesia from it, which is nice, which means it's not DID because I don't have DID. There may be a chance that I have a dissociative disorder, kind of, but it's definitely not DID. There's a whole range of what ones are what based on certain things. Borderline personality disorder. That one confuses me because from what I've heard of people with borderline personality disorder, it's not about having another personality. Like with like OSDD, DID, those you have like a complete other personality. But from what I've heard of like borderline personality disorder, it seems a lot different. Now correct me if I am wrong. Correct me if I am wrong. Um, but it's an interesting thing. Yeah, I don't remember a lot of trauma as a kid. Like I remember certain stuff. There is a possibility. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but when I was a baby, my mother and father had to go out of town, and I was 6 months old. They had to leave me with my aunt and uncle. My mom is not wholly convinced that something didn't go on during that. I have obviously no memory. I was 6 months old, and even if I do remember, it's blocked. She is suspicious that that could be why A, my little side is very young, and B, why I am a little. But I also had, I don't remember so much of when my sister Carissa was born. I was 3, but I was a middle child to every standard that there possibly was. And it wasn't ever that my mom purposely did these things. Um, but I was often, like when we did dinner, when we did things, like I was often just forgotten. It was not on purpose, but it was forgotten. And I was the type of kid that would typically just sit there until somebody remembered me. I remember multiple times at the dinner table, like my mom would start serving, my dad would start serving, and we always sat in age order. So the two, and then the two, and then I would just sit there like waiting, and mom's like, "Why aren't you?" Oh, that's the thing, Alex. Is a lot of people, those who have a little side, like an actual little side, not age play, the non-sexual little side, is often, from what I have seen, I'm not saying this is as a doctor or anything, but from what I have seen, typically littles are born from trauma, from what I have seen. Don't I am not a doctor. I am just making assumptions and what I've seen. Like almost every little I talked to had some sort of trauma. Be that simply I was the middle kid and often forgotten. I was often told I was too young to play with the big kids and too old to play with the little kids. I was the only kid in my neighborhood my age. Um, there was a lot of things you wouldn't necessarily think of as traumatic, but they really were integral. And I have PTSD from medical shit. So my brain goes back to this happy time, this time when I was a baby. And I'm talking like the oldest I go is like maybe 2. I get to the point where I can semi talk and semi walk. That's another story for another time, or not another story for another time. That's another aspect I'll discuss in a minute. But I range between about 6 or 8 months to about 18 months, typically around the 1 year old. Another interesting fact is, and I am so curious if you guys experience this as well or something similar, let me know. Given that I have, issues with my legs and my back, I believe that it's really interesting because when I hit that point where it's like I have to regress and I almost have no control over the fact that I do it, at that point, I lose control of a lot of things. Bowel. I don't have control of bladder, but I lose control of the bowel. I have limited control of bowel anyway, so it's not hard to lose that control. It can happen just because my tailbone hurts, so I completely lose all sense of bowel. I also tend to get to the point where my legs can't hold me up, and I typically have to crawl. That is a thing that happens a lot. So yeah, I crawl a lot, which is not fun when you have kneecaps. It's not comfy. I get really sore. Or if I am walking, I look like a 1-year-old learning to walk. Part of that is just that I do have issues with my body. And when I'm little, I'm more relaxed and I'm not paying as much attention to controlling my limbs. So I think it's part of it is just like letting myself into that headspace really truly. Just it's not that odd that it happens. It's because I literally have to physically think about controlling my bowel all the time, or I don't. If I'm not paying attention to how my gut feels and how like the need to poop and all that, I don't have control. I literally have to be thinking about it almost every moment in some way. Um, and sometimes it's the same with the legs. Like I have to be sitting there thinking, move the quad, do this, lock the knee, So when I do go into that little headspace and become more carefree, that's why those controls are lost, I think. I think. Um, so it's really weird and interesting to really like this is one reason like psychology just makes me so fascinated because I would love to become a psychologist and study the ABDL stuff, like the little brain, how it affects, why it affects. Like that would be amazing. I'm not going to do that. I do not have the health to become that, but it's really cool. And I have always been into the psychology of things. Like I love psychology. But it's very interesting to think about those aspects of it. And yeah, it's really interesting because I've talked with Andrew and Hannah. Like Hannah has the most control over it over all 3 of us. I have to constantly keep Kai down. Like, okay, you're not going little. Kai, you're staying down here. Britta's up here. And I think Andrew's more of that way too with his puppy side. Like, but he also has a daddy side. So his daddy side is Andrew, but so is puppy. he has to, it's a battle. It's almost like like an internal conversation you have on when Kai's like, I want to do this, I want to do this, and I have to be like, well, I can't right now, Kai. So you have to be, you can be here, but in the background, and you can tell when Kai wants to be in control. It's so funny. You can see it, and it doesn't often happen on camera. It really doesn't, because when I'm doing this, I'm he doesn't typically come out. He can be triggered out. There are certain triggers that happen real easy, real fucking easy. Thankfully, typing these words do not really trigger Kai too much. And Kai only understands the reading because I understand it. But if someone tries to play peekaboo, pretty much Kai is like, nope, I'm eating myself to the out, and I'm out. I want to play peekaboo. Like that is the one thing that will get Kai out almost anytime. Like I have a couple of people that tease me with it and are like, peeping, and I'm like, don't do that right now. Like, don't do that right now, because it makes Kai just like, I'm coming, and it's. Hmm. I don't know, Alex. Like my therapist is not a psychologist. But he does understand it, and I have to really get the balls to talk to him more about it, and things like that. I feel like I've gotten nowhere with my therapy at this point, but I'm not doing it right now because of quarantine. But I feel like I really need him to just kind of delve into things a little bit. But yeah, we have not done anything with age regressing therapy wise. I feel like as a little, I know what helps, um, and I don't necessarily need a therapist to deal with it, so long as they're aware it happens. Like if he said, "Hey, I want to talk to Kai and like be, like let's have a therapy session with you as a little," I'd be interested. But when it comes to that, when you say is that valid and okay, I mean, most littles do it without a therapist. Like, I don't feel like a therapist should necessarily be involved in that unless that's the only way to talk about some trauma. Um, so for me, that would be a situation where I have to kind of have Daddy or Zelly in the room. Zelly's big sister at this point, but um, I'd have to have somebody in the room who could translate, but also Kai is nonverbal. Kai is one. 1 year olds cannot communicate properly. So if you're really regressing me, you're not going to be able to communicate well. Sometimes I can type. Usually, if I am nonverbal and semi little, I can still type coherently. When I'm really regressed, I don't even like pay attention to anything that would involve that because I'm playing or I'm having a bottle or I'm laying on the floor or doing something watching Octonauts because God knows I love Octonauts. Um, but I don't necessarily think, and it also depends on how little your little side is when it comes to that. My little side is very, very little, very little. It's not that common. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm like 3 or 6 months old." No, you're not. Because if you were to regress to that age, you would need an adult supervision all the time. Like I have done that physically, and my ex was like, "You were so young. Like I couldn't." Like he's like he's like I was. It was like I was taking care of a baby that was 5 feet tall. Um, I couldn't change my own diaper. I couldn't speak. It was just when you truly regress to those ages, and this is where age play and regression and like actual regression is completely different. Completely different. When I am in that headspace, I am that age. Um, like my mindset is so different. But my ex said when I regressed to like, he was like, I don't even know if you were 6 months old. Like, he was like, you were really, there was zero communication. Um, there was not normal movement at all. I tend to distrust a lot of, and I'm not saying this necessarily about you, Alex, but I tend to distrust what a lot of littles say when they're like, oh, I'm 8 months or I'm 6 months. No. I know child development, guys. I have been in-home aide. I was an in-home aide for 9 years, and I was a nanny. I took child development courses for college. I did a whole like big thing on it. I worked in daycare. I know child development, and I can usually pinpoint a kid's age from 0 to like 5, 6. I can, and even up higher than that. I can typically be like, like if I'm behind someone in a grocery store who has a baby, I can almost always pinpoint their age. Almost always. So any little that says they regularly regress to 6 months old, nope. Yes, you may still crawl and you may not talk much, but there's a very big difference between a 6-month-old mentality and even an 8, 9-month-old mentality and 1-year-old mentality. Like I don't even say, like, the reason I say I range from this to this is because I have regressed truly to that point. Where I literally was so regressed, I did not have control. I was not able to walk. I was not able to talk. I did not have control of it. I was very regressed, and I was completely dependent on other human beings. I couldn't do things for myself. That has happened twice. Um, 90% of the time when I regress, I go to 1 years old where I haven't necessarily learned to walk yet or talk real well. I do speak in one word, oftentimes, one word sentences. Baba, daddy, up, no. I know some words. I have probably about 10, 15 words but typically I range between about 12 months and 18 months, typically. Um, yes, I do the crawling stage at times. That's rare though. It's rare that I am regressed to the point of I can't walk. But the reasoning for that is because I have issues with controlling my legs in the first place. So when I'm relaxed and regressed, that goes out the window. It's just my body, you know. But I typically, you know, like I've had littles be like, this is what I do when I'm little. And I'm like, oh, you are a 3-year-old. Like, they're like, this is how I am. This is how this is. You're a freaking 3-year-old. You're a 4-year-old. You're a 5-year-old. Like, Annie, I pinpointed her little age just based off of these things. I'm like, you're fucking 4. Um, like a lot of littles, like my buddy, DT and I, we're very similar in our age. He's 2. He's about 2 because he has a lot more words. He has a lot more ability to manipulate toys and play than I do. And that's the funny thing. Like, when I'm regressed, I'm not interested in shit. I'm like, ooh, I press a button, it makes a noise and sings a song. But when it comes to toys that I physically have to play with, those typically are for when I am a little bit more like 2. Planning on building my own bedroom in the basement, so no rules, no chores, no anything. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but rules are very important when you're little. Rules are, I didn't really understand this for a while, but rules are hugely important. Yeah, like, well, and a lot of them say baby. I mean, I kind of consider even a child a baby until they're like 2. And it depends, like and there's a range, maybe when he's doing one thing, he is really little, and there's times where he's littler than normal, like my buddy Justin DT is very much so a 2-year-old. He is so 2, it's not even funny. Then I have ones who are more like me, and I'm like, yep, you're 1, and DT kind of jumps between 1 and 2 a little bit, mostly 2, but and little age is not necessarily important. I use it because I know the development stage. Like when I'm regressed, I know my development stage. It's kind of funny because when he's in my head, yeah, pacifiers are my best friend. By the way, if he ever wants a pacifier, have him check out my shop. I have awesome pacifiers. Shameless plug. But there are times where with daddy's help, I can do regular things. And this is typically if I'm a little older, regressed. Like I'll have chores or something that I do, which is simply take my dish to the sink, typically. Or I'm able to follow some rules. Like I get in trouble for biting. Oh, thank you. Thank you for looking at my shop. That's awesome. But also, that's the other aspect of being a little is, especially when you aren't able to, like if you live in a house or you have kids and things like that, you're not able to truly regress to where the level that you want, and you are still an adult. The reason it's an adult baby, because primarily you are an adult, you still have to function as an adult. um so that's where those come in, like on nights when I'm fairly little but not like totally regressed out of my mind. Oh, did my mom get her stuff? Oh, yay. Hey Yuki, missed you. But there's things where it's like um maybe on those nights, like I understand the need to go to the bathroom, but I am hopeless at getting my diaper off. And I have to have help or things like that. Like when I'm little, I can still go take a shower most of the time. I can still eat my food like an adult. Um, Things like that. Like those things never truly go away unless you're really, really regressed. There's certain things that just put me in a space of, I am so regressed that, yeah, that's not functioning. I'm not able to function on, hey, you need to pick this up and put it away, or go scoop the cat litter or something like that. I can't. Andrew can ask me to do those, and my brain goes, huh? What? But it's there's time frames, and I call it kind of like a mixture where I'm part big, part little. So I kind of have this thing where there's Kai in control and then Brittany, or there's Brittany and then Kai. And when Kai is in control, when he's fully in control, I am very little. I'm very much so that 1 to 2-year-old. When I'm in control more than Kai, like I'm still little, but I'm not really in that full blown headspace. That's where I spend 90% of the time. Well, not 90, 50, we'll say the majority of my time, in that Kai is really close to being out and controlling everything, but I'm still being an adult and in control. Um, you know, so yeah, that's an interesting spectrum. It really is. So, but yeah, it's interesting, and it's interesting what triggers what. Like, say I'm in little headspace and someone knocks on the door. Typically, that's like, boom, I'm big again. Unless Andrew's home and I know he can take it. But like, if I'm at home alone during the day and I'm kind of in a little headspace where I'm just chilling watching Octonauts, and then the door is knocked on or something, that's when, boom, big me is out and in control. There's other times where when I'm regressed, it actually takes me a good 30 minutes to an hour to really get to the point where I can function as an adult. Um, when I'm really when I've been regressed for a long time or really just dropped into it really, really hard, like the other night, it was Wednesday night, I believe. Um, I pulled Andrew upstairs. I was resting in my bed just because I needed the sensory calm down. Um, I was resting in my bed and I called Andrew up there and I told him we're getting to the point where it's borderline that I will not be able to be in control of Little Side coming out and how deep I regress. I fell asleep after that, and he woke me up, and I was just full blown boom. Kai was in control. Kai was mad that I got woken up. It was just like this big thing, and I was just fussing. And it was time for dinner, and I didn't want to get up and shit like that. So at that point, I woke up nonverbal. I couldn't freaking walk. I tried to, and I couldn't walk. I just was not in a headspace that allowed it. So I scooted down the stairs on my butt and crawled to my couch and sat on my couch, um, and ate dinner. And then that was the night Hannah found out she kind of needed to go to Utah. But I was nonverbal for hours, but I could still type. And I could still cohesively talk as an adult on typing, but I could not to dad. Like, with people online that don't necessarily know about the little side and whatnot, I can fake it really well. But if you had been around or videoing with me or anything, I was nonverbal to all hell. And it was frustrating at like when I started being a little bit like it was frustrating because I couldn't say anything. I'm I was actually dry this morning, Yuki. So there. Second day in a row. But when Hannah came down and told us the news and what was going on, I was still nonverbal, still very little. And I needed to ask her, do you need me to go back into big headspace? Because I had been sitting there for about 10 minutes just trying to be like, okay, Kai, I need more. I need the control. I need to be able to speak. I need the control. They literally had a full blown conversation that I wanted to be involved in. Big head me is back here going, I need to be talking, I need to be asking questions, and I couldn't. So I texted Hannah and I'm like, do you need me to try to be big tonight? Like, do I need to get out of this headspace like now? Because it was a situation where the only thing that mattered at that point was Hannah and what she was feeling and what was going on. She assured me, no, it was okay to be little. And so I didn't force Kai back in. He eventually gave up a little bit more control and I became verbal again. But I couldn't walk for that whole night because he had that control over me. Thankfully, I retained use of control of the bowel because that would have been a mess because Andrew fell asleep like early. I was sad. He broke Kai's heart that night. But at the same time, Big Me understood. But Kai was just so upset. Kai gave no shits that Hannah needed Andrew to snuggle her till she fell asleep, and he fell asleep too. Like, Kai did not give shits. Kai was just mad and sad. Which in turn, yes, I was kind of upset and sad. Why do I feel like I took fucking Benadryl? But it's just really interesting. Like, the whole thing is really interesting. And it would be really interesting to see brain, like, if there is evidence of differences in the brain when somebody is truly regressed and when somebody is big. Like, it's interesting. And I do greatly consider there is a humongous difference between age play and being a little. I even feel there's a difference between the term age play and AB versus little. And a lot of age players use little in the way that is not. But age play is very much considered in a lot of the realm. Age play is considered a sexual thing. It helps to explain it to people sometimes, like, yes, I am an age player, or something like that. It helps the layman to understand it, but the term little kind of refers to more of the lifestyle and the true little headspace. Like when I'm regressed, things like fans turning around on the ceiling are funny and cool to watch. That's usually when I'm really little. Like I was about a year old at one point and got put in timeout by Andrew. He sent me up to my bed, or into our bed at the time. It was before Hannah. It was like 5 years ago. I got put in timeout because I bit Daddy. And seconds later, after he left the room, I'm laying in there kind of giggling and talking. Because I was laying on the bed watching the fan. And he's like, well, I guess this isn't really timeout if you're sitting here enjoying yourself. So now we have to put me actually like in the corner. Because otherwise I just giggle at fans and things like that. Like I can find something interesting. We don't use my bed. We don't use my crib as timeout because my crib is my safe place. We don't do we don't typically do things like have deep discussions in my crib unless it's about little stuff. And who enters my crib is important. When you enter my crib is important. Like my room is kind of my safe place. So with sensory issues and whatnot, they have to be respectful of that, because if I'm in there, especially with the door closed, it means like two things. Like I don't want to be seen. I don't want anyone in here. Go away. I rarely close my door because it's a bit of a PTSD thing when I do close my door. There's a situation I had as a child that causes me to really hate doors being all the way closed. I have to be able to have a line of vision to the next room. And that sadly has gotten a little bit worse over time. Like we have a curtain that hangs up right here across our door for the wintertime to keep it warmer in this room. Hannah closed it the other day and it just like I couldn't handle it. I had to have her open it. I could not, like I had to see the end of the living room because like we have the curtain right here and it goes up to the door, up the stair. It's where it's the entryway and everything, and I have to be able to see that right now. And I'm not sure why. Like she's like, why? Because I've never reacted like that about the curtain before. I'm like, I don't know, but right now I need it open, so open it. I flip shit internally when I have to close my sewing room door. I even though I usually face away from the door, I have to have it open. I used to sleep with my bedroom door closed, mind you, because I shared rooms. Siblings wanted it closed, things like that. But especially with cats who like to be in and out of my room all night, I had to stop doing that because I'm like, I'm not waking up 3 times a night to let you in or out of my room. So I just sleep with it open. I didn't even realize this was much of an anxiety issue till like a year ago. And I'm like, shit, I have to have this door open. And a lot of the stuff, since we've figured out that I have PTSD, that I probably have autism and things like that, a lot of those things have gotten worse because I'm noticing. I notice and I understand what it is more. Whereas before I would be uneasy, but I'd have no idea why or no idea what to do about it. Like the door thing. I would be really uneasy with the door shut, but I never realized it was the door shut until like last year. We started realizing that. Or maybe 2 years ago we started realizing that, because I'm thinking back to right before Hannah moved in, and she's been here for 2 years. No, this was after Hannah moved in. I'm not sure if it was before or after Hannah moved in. It was right around when Andrew built my crib. And we built the crib because I'm an insomniac and a little, therefore I need, I'm asking it. Yep. I needed a spot to like. I didn't sleep well with other people in the room at the time, especially Andrew, because my God, the man is a heater and he's a snorer and he moves all over the place all night long. So I was happy, and I do not regret this decision to be the one to not sleep in the room with them. And also, it's my little side thing. My little side. I love my crib. My crib is my security, because I'm contained without being blocked. Like I can see everything. However, when we first got it, the crib was way up high, way off the ground. It was about 2 feet off the ground, and it was hard for me to get in and out of. But um, we were trying to kind of put a little bit more of daddy control in the situation. So, like when daddy put me to bed at night, he would lock it. We did that one time, because I woke up in the morning before everybody else. Andrew was literally in the next room over, but Andrew is the deepest sleeper on the face of the planet. I cried, I called out, I screamed, I called him, and it took like 10, 15 minutes of it to get him to wake up to come get me out. And at that point, I was already in a panic because I was trapped somewhere. Because the walls of my crib are 4 feet high, about. I tried climbing over. Once I started completely freaking out, I tried climbing over. Um, and then he finally woke up, thank God. And I was a sobbing mess. I was scared of the crib, little me. Like when I was I was still fairly in little headspace, but I was scared of it. I didn't want to get back in it. And Daddy's like, okay, here's the deal. We're gonna try this way. And he changed the lock code so that I would know it. Or he told me the lock code so that I could know it, so that in the case of I woke up before him and he didn't hear me right away, that I could get out before I started panicking. That didn't work either. We ended up having to throw away the locks because we weren't using the locks so much anymore, but at one point Hannah reset the lock code on the lock. So it was like a little padlock thingy with like a number or letter. It was a letter code thing. She reset it without telling anybody. And well, without telling me. She eventually told Andrew. I freaked the fuck out because I'm like, no, 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 no. Even though we weren't really using them at the time, I could not handle not knowing the code to that lock. We ended up throwing them away because I just could not handle it. The heck were you doing?
Cat.
No, you weren't. Oh, was he in your room?
I'm oblivious.
It's probably in my room.
But I'm doing some cat petting now. Mm-hmm. And then I'm doing some cat fucking life.
No alcohol in your house, Yuki? Oh my God, who are you and what have you done with Yuki? We have lots of alcohol.
This cat is
Ah.
awesome. Okay, Leo, time to do sit-ups.
Let the poor thing sleep.
Fat, he needs to work out.
No, he just needs to not have snacks. Like chips.
Ow, I'm being beaten to death. That's a lethal weapon, motherfucker.
Yes, his tail is. Do you usually feel the little bend in his tail?
The little tip?
Yeah. Damn the Rona. Hey, we've been getting alcohol. We have a lot of alcohol. Hey, Andrew, can you do me a big favor? Yeah, you think? I don't remember. Not right now, they weren't.
Sure, we're right next to you.
Hey, can you go on my table and grab a bottle of fluid? It's on the right-hand side of it. My sewing table. Or my cricket table.
You play cricket on a table?
Mm. Oh, you even got the open one.
I got the only one that I saw.
They're all three right there. Oh, it finally
I
came.
got the first one I saw.
Yeah, that's because this is one I've been using. Did that finally come off yet? Almost. Pouts. Lucky. We make sure we have alcohol right now. Sometimes it's the only way I can handle Andrew. We bought let's see, we have beer. Coronas. We have Coronas right now. We have Smirnoff ice things. We have I think we have some Coors Banquet. We also have rum and vodka and Fireball and some Mike's Hard Lemonade. But right now, my stomach is being mean to me. It doesn't want to let me drink much at once. Like, I can't eat and drink. I got 2 in me yesterday, and that was about it. There are kiddos yelling. It's not me. No, Yugi, it's my Fireball. You cannot has. Hi, Leo. Come here. This is no mama. I stay here. He's so sleepy. Sorry, I have. I'm crazy. I have a scab that is like so itchy. You can't eat. I have issues with eating. Right, like especially right now. I just have like it's not normal to be feeling pain every time you put food in your belly, like any little thing. So I don't eat that much. Like I'll eat dinner tonight, and that's about it. I might maybe have a bagel. We'll see if I get hungry. But also I get hungry, but I just don't want to eat. So that's typically when I actually just drink water, or I can sometimes get a glass of milk down me. Yeah, you're sick. I just have weird guts. So my mom is not around. My mom lives in a completely other state. My mom lives in New York. My mom has changed me in the past, yes. But that was only in situations where I could not change myself. Like if I was in the hospital and needed help, yes, she would hands down help me change my diaper. But my mom and I don't have that type of thing. Like she is not involved in the little stuff like that. No. And I wouldn't want her to really. It's not. I don't want it with my mom. Like yes, I want a mommy, but not with my mom. That's just weird. But but no, my mom was actually the first person to ever help me change a diaper. After when I had my very first surgery, I opted to kind of just wear a diaper because like they're like you're gonna have an accident. We just removed your colon. When your colon starts waking up from the drugs, you're gonna have an accident. There's hands down no question about that. So I was actually brought out of surgery in a diaper. But it was a day later, I think. And I was still in the diaper because I'm like, I'm gonna do this, because they said your first movement you're not going to be able to control. So I wore the diaper till then. And mind you guys, I had grown up in a very Christian household, very strict Christian household. At this point, it was bad. But so when I was in there and I had the accident, my mom called to have the nurse come help change. Because my mom hadn't changed a diaper in 15 years. My sister was, or I'm sorry, 13 years. Like that type of thing. Like she hasn't had kids in a long time, babies in a long time, and she's never changed an adult's diaper. So we called the aide to come in and help, and it was this young guy. Never had a guy see me naked. I've never had a guy see me down there other than when I was asleep during surgery. I was mortified. And my mom's like, for religious reasons, can we please get a woman to come help? They're like, yeah, she's busy right now, but we'll get her in here when she can. We called for the nurse to help change me every so often for 13 hours. And I was like, no, mom, you're not gonna, I did not want my mom to do that. I felt like I just did not want her to do that. And finally, after that 13 hours of waiting, I was just like, it hurt. Like I was at the point where there was so much skin breakdown happening. And it was just like, my mom's like, Britt, look, just let me do it. Just let me do it. She's like, I'm your mom. I changed your diapers as a baby. Just let me do it so we can get this off for you. Which I did. And I just sobbed because I didn't want to have to stoop to that where my mom had to help me. I was a very independent person. I did not want my mom to have to help me change my diaper. Hi, Jimmy. Yes, you attracted a cat. Yes, she does love me for who I am. And she would do it hands down if I was in the situation where I needed her. But I don't want her to have to do that. I don't want that to happen, you know. A lot of people, this is the other thing that baffles me and kind of creeps me out with some people. They're like, well, what if you could move back in with your mom and have your mom be your mommy? I'm like, no, that's not how this works. No, that's just creepy. No, not happening. I don't quite understand that. I don't quite understand that level of things. And that's some Freud shit right there. But my mom would hands down, if I was in need and she was near, she would help me. You know, if I had something go on after a seizure, she would hands down help me. Why is he pissing everybody off, Yuki? But yeah. But that's why I have him. I do most of my diaper changes anyway. He does maybe 5 to 10% of them. Maybe. Oh my God. I'm kind of tired. I don't know if I want to do that. But no, yeah, my mom would hands down help if I needed the help. Um, she has helped when I needed the help. You know, there were times where even at home I was not able to change myself. You know, back when I had an ostomy, my mom had to do a lot of it because of the type of ostomy I had and the level to which my guts were fucked. I couldn't do it myself. When you're shooting pure acid onto your stomach all the time and it never stops, you have to have a second person help you. And I mean, there were days where we were standing in the bathtub when I had my ostomy because my ostomy just would not stop outputting. And I was sobbing and screaming because it was just burning my skin. I would almost rather die than have an ostomy again. That one was bad. But, you know, she has been my caregiver before, yes. And she would happily do it again. If the need arose, she would happily do it again. But when it comes to the AB stuff, it's completely different. You know, yeah, if I'm like, oh, hey, mom, can you grab the pacifier? That's one thing. But when it comes to the actual care of a little, I don't desire that from my mother. You know, I don't know if some people may not understand that, but no. Nope. I have daddy issues mostly. I don't have mommy issues. Would you stop it? He's got a can of canned air and he's having fun wasting it. This is why I want him to go back to work. Because he annoys. And I just want him to be like, yeah, I swear I'm like having tired. Fuck. Why it keep not making sound? Such. So, but that is weird. Maybe it is. So yeah, it's interesting, you know. But anybody interested? I really want to go do some crafting stuff. Get to work, lazy bones. Well, we also have to investigate what's going on with our dishwasher because it was pumping out soap suds the other day. He almost punched me. Boy, howdy, what's what with them? What is up with him? But we have a couple of things we have to do, so. But he has to get dishes done. I'm going to help him do some stuff because otherwise he won't do it. But we got to figure out, we got to see if we just need to clean out the dishwasher area, like the inside the dishwasher a little bit, or if it's actually broken. So that we don't have suds running all over our floor. You guys heard about the dish detergent, right? Or not dish detergent. You guys heard about laundry detergent, that's the word. What happened to my Facebook? What do you mean what happened to my Facebook? Oh, trying to be a dictator. Okay. Punch him in the nuts. As my good friend Tyler would say, punch him in the dick. I miss my Tyler. Or better known as Mushbum. You guys may have heard me talk about Mushbum. This is page not found for my personal Facebook. Because I don't put, mostly it's just family on my personal Facebook. My art, my page for like the business, which I actually need to change the name of it, is Binky Girl Art. But unless you're talking about a different group, I don't know if you were in one of the groups, but there was some drama that never got worked out with a Facebook group I was in and adminning on. Oh my God, you did it! You did it! For the Binky Girl art one? Sorry, guys. I have been fighting with this bird for 3 days now. I got him a new water bottle, one that I could clean a lot easier, and he refused to drink out of it. Might have just been at the wrong height for him. He likes it lower to his perch, but he refused. I have not heard him drink water in 3 days, and I was getting really worried. So the reason I got a new water bottle is because he has a glass water bottle, which I love. I love this water bottle, but it's a tiny opening. I mean, like less than it's like a half an inch opening. It's tiny. None of my bottle brushes will get in there because it's so tiny. So cleaning this water bottle is a nightmare. Like I'll get in there and I'll take like vinegar and water or vinegar or soap and water and I'll like put on in really hot water and just shake the fuck out of it. But it still never was really cleaning well. So I was like, I bought him one that had like a wider mouth so I could clean it better. And he wouldn't touch it. So finally last night I went to town. I'm like, I have to figure this out because he's dangerous. He's going to get dehydrated and it's dangerous. Now, maybe he is drinking something that I'm not seeing. I don't know. But I was really worried, and I'm probably going to put the other one in there just for him to try it, to see if he'll adjust to it. But I literally cut a sponge into a half-inch strip, pulled off the scrubby pad back, stuck it inside the water bottle, like squeezed it in the little teeny hole, grabbed one of my tools I use for stuffing things, like stuffing a plushie. It's like a chopstick, basically, and used the chopstick to just move that sponge around and just scrub it. And then I used a pair of pliers. I filled it all the way up with water, used it so that the sponge would float, used a pair of pliers to pull out the sponge. And he finally drank some water. So I'm frustrated though, because I hate that water. I mean, I love that water bottle, but I hate that water bottle. But like, yeah, I could switch to a food dish or a water dish, but I really don't like to do that because the water bottle keeps it so much more clean and dust and poop free. And he's been using a water bottle since he was baby. Oh my God, Bladder, chill out. Because I didn't pee all night long, it's like we're having a heyday today, which is good because I was dehydrated yesterday. But I'm just happy to finally. And I know, like, he makes this weird noise when he drinks. He acts like he's still a baby getting weaned. When he drinks his water, he does that weird squeak thing, and like at first I worry for a while. Every now and then I get really worried that he does that when he's not getting water. So I'll go test the thing, and I'm like, no, he's getting water just fine. It's just his thing. He's a weirdo, but I love my weirdo, my little 9-year-old weirdo. He possibly could only have like cockatiels usually live to be about 12 or 15 years old. Some of them live to be 20. So he's kind of an old man at this point. He's a cranky old man. He has been molting for like 3 weeks now. Poor thing. He has been molting, and he, for the first part of his molt, he was like super like happy and cuddly. He's been really talkative a lot lately. Like he just sings a lot during the day. But this has been a really weird molt for him because he's usually a grump and doesn't want to be touched and doesn't want to snuggle. But this time around, he really wants to be held and snuggled and stuff like that. He's a homeboy. He likes his cage. He's a homebody, not a homeboy. He's a homebody. He likes his cage. He does not like it to change. He does not like new toys in there. He wants it to stay the same. So he gets really cranky whenever I change anything in his cage. Like if I buy him a toy, it takes him like 3 to 6 months before he'll even touch it. So except for his basketball hoop, he loves his basketball hoop. I broke his basketball hoop for a while, and I had to leave the mirror in there, even though the like basketball hoop was gone, because he didn't like. If I pulled it out and left it for as long as before I replaced it, he would have had a hissy fit. But thankfully, because I was able to find the exact same basketball hoop, I was able to just change it right out, and he was fine with it. He never, and he was okay with it because he's used to me taking it out and cleaning it, because it has a mirror on it, and I take his mirrors out and clean them fairly regularly. So it basically was just like I cleaned it. He had no idea. But the rest of the toys that he's had in there, he has had for a good 2-3 years now. The one he's had for about 5, and it's an acrylic little thing with like plastic acrylic keys, and he loves that thing. But it's not one he can destroy, and he absolutely loves it. But if I move his cage around, he gets all mad at me. He gets so pissed. So, like, I can't wait till I can get him a new cage and get him acclimated to his new cage, because they'll have a lot more to do in it. This is going to be a little bit bigger, more sturdy, and new. This one is literally 10 years old. I've literally, like, all right, see you later. Thank you for stopping in. But he's literally had this cage since I bought him. Like, I bought it right off the bat. I hate this cage, I do. I hate it. It is the hardest cage to set up for. Like when it comes to different toys and perches and things, you need horizontal bars. This one has 1, 2, 3, and they're about 7, 8 inches apart. And it makes it very hard to set up a cage efficiently. Like there should be a lot more in his cage perch wise. He has like 3 perches, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 ropes. He likes ropes. Ropes are really good for their feet too. But you're supposed to do different thicknesses and things like that, different textures. I really can't do that in his cage. Because you cannot use the front side of his cage at all because it's mostly door. Oh, mine is Jimmy Hawkins from Treasure Island. But like his cage is just such a pain in the butt to set up and to keep. It's in desperate need of replacement. Like if I didn't have to buy diapers, I might have bought him a cage. But we'll get him a cage eventually. We're still working on it. Like the one that my in-laws got for their they're not cocktails, they're conure. I wouldn't get that one because it's too dark. He likes bright and shiny, and he doesn't like to be huddled away. So that one wouldn't work. So I have to kind of look around for the cage I want for him. But I want to be able to put like foraging toys in there for him so he can tear paper up and pull out treats and stuff. Something to engage his brain a little bit more. Like he's a pretty resourceful bird. He's different. He's not a parrot. Parrots are, you have to keep a parrot entertained. So hardcore. I am the ultimate super soaker. Says the wet one. Says the wet one. I need to see if I have to keep track of this one thing because one of my packages is currently lost in the mail. Lost at the like at the post office. They have to find it. You're never dry, Yuki. I mean, neither am I for the most part. But yeah. I can't believe Oh, it was a Pokemon one from yesterday. Was it? Oh no, that's completed orders. You have a Pokemon one? I sold a Pokemon one in a few days. I gotta decide, guys, and there's a lot of you on here right now. Let's decide. I have like a bunch of different options I could do for a new pacifier design. I have baby Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto and stuff like that. Like I have baby Mickey Mouse stuff. I could do baby superheroes. I could do like Toy Story. I could do Toothless. I really want to do a Toothless one. That one's gonna be a lot harder work though. Let me go to Etsy and see what I was doing. But why am I doing this on here? Oh, man. Why am I covering up my chat when I can just pull it up on my phone? I have a bunch of stuff saved on here. Let's see. I'm gonna do a Pikachu or Pokemon very soon. Let's see more of my favorites. We have Minions already. I have Adventure Time. I have like Under the Sea, Boss Baby, Mario, Toothless, Baby Ninja Turtle, Baby Star Wars, Baby Superheroes, Monsters. I could do like Monsters. I'm not gonna do Pikmin right now. Not right now. I could do like a dinosaur theme. I could do like a baby elephant theme. Rubber ducky theme. So there's like a bunch of different ones I do. Like just little generic monsters, generic little boy or baby boy, generic baby girl. I have a bunch of them that I've saved that I really like. However, and I have like one that's nerdy pets that I have saved. Like it's like a bunny, a fox, a turtle, and A dog or a cat. I'm not sure which one. I can't tell. Oh, and a bear. I have race car stuff I could do. I could do more unicorn. I could do farm. Like, I'm not sure. Baby Star Wars here. I'll show you guys that one because that one's really cute. Now, I have to find a scrapbook paper to go along with it, which wouldn't be that hard. But like, this is what I would be doing basically. It doesn't show up too well. It's kind of washed out. But it has a baby Luke, a baby Leia, a baby Han, a baby C-3PO, a baby Darth Vader, baby Yoda, and baby Chewbacca, and a R2-D2. Like, that one's super cute. I also have like baby Ninja Turtle stuff. Baby superheroes. You'd buy Pokemon. Yeah, I'm trying to find a Pokemon paper I like that has enough variety that I can make, not just one or two Pokemon with. I can have a variety of Pokemon. I really like, where is it? I like this kind of look. I think these are super cute. Dinosaurs are always a thing for me. Curious George. I can do Curious George. Like, I can do farm animals. I could do mermaids. I could do Disney princesses. That is what I need to do. I do have to redo Winnie the Pooh pacifiers soon, because I only have so much of the vinyl and then it's gone. So. Monsters Inc. I have more Monsters. Ooh, I need to get that one. But like, I have more Monsters Inc. stuff. I think I found a way to ship for cheaper, so my shipping prices on pacifiers may go down. I have like Safari Mickey Mouse, which is kind of cute. Like, that's really cute. Mickey and Minnie. Oh, it's even Donald and Daisy and Pluto and Goofy. So I have a bunch of like stuff I could do with that. More Finding Nemo, more Winnie the Pooh. That's probably the Winnie the Pooh I'm gonna buy. I could even go Care Bear. Like, pretty much. I mean, eventually, like, I might be bringing, like, I would like to kind of bring out a new pacifier design once a month or once every 2 weeks, depending on funds. But I only have so much of my Winnie the Pooh one left, so that one I'm going to have to do because those are so popular. So popular. But I'm also doing it based on what I think color-wise will match with the Binkies. I hope that they come out with like a yellow, a blue, and a red soon. I still haven't quite figured out what's the best way to color them differently if I wanted to do that. And I'm also offering, I'll show you guys here what I bought. Probably should check my caption. This is what came in Amazon today. Not Coronas, they give you that horrible virus, don't they? No, they don't. But a lot of people think they do. We have, I think there's, how many are in here? It doesn't say how many, but it was like 1,400 or something like that. All the alphabet beads, so I can put that on the pacifiers now. I'm not going to rhinestone the heck out of my pacifiers. I still am not going to do that. There are plenty of those available. There's not many available like what I sell. And I have had a lot of comments from people about that. But yeah. Let me see if I can get this one to open up. I swear I'm keeping Little for Big in business all on my own. I bought out all of their single white bingies. Yeah, I'm just, which is funny. I'm trying to open this. By the way, people, if you pause my stream and then come back, it's way behind. You're sleeping on my towel, dude. Why do you keep pulling my towel all the way over there? What the heck? And I can even I'm going to probably look into doing some beaded pacifier clips and stuff too. We got binkies. We got black binkies today. So I really need to get a pacifier, or I need to get a scale to weigh the pacifiers, because this box of 5 of them says that it was 0.7 pounds. So I'm like, well, that's 5 of them and a box. It's half a pound, little over half a pound. I usually say mine are like 5 ounces, but I'm like, I could do probably 3 and have to weigh them, but yeah. Well, Yuki, I know I can ship at this point for $4. So my shipping is going to change soon, which would make it $29 or $30 with tax for a pacifier. So if you guys are interested and want a specific one, definitely hit me up, because if I create a custom design for somebody, that's the next design that goes up. So, but I am getting about ready where I have to change up my Winnie the Pooh one, because I'm out of that vinyl and it's been discontinued. So, no, you do not get this. I'm actually going to just clip it so that it's not so dangerous. I don't like to give this. Guys, I don't know how well you will see this, but excuse the mess. Look at that cat on that towel right there. He is just splayed out. Well, you know what I choose. If I can find, hang on, Yuki. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find anything. No, nothing. I was going to say, if I could find a Pikmin SVG, I would do it, but I can't find Pikmin. Sorry. But either way, Pokemon's coming soon, and Winnie the Pooh, and probably another one. I don't want to make a mess of these. They even put bubble wrap over it. Like, it comes in this nice little container with bubble wrap. Nice. I'll be keeping that way so that they don't get all. These are gonna have a spot. They sit in my sewing room and they aren't moving. I don't want to lose all that. But yeah. Oh, Pokemon will be second choice. Yes, Pokemon. Like, I want to do all 4 Pokemon. Like, let me go back to my favorites. Where's the Pokemon ones I found? Why isn't that Pokemon on? I know I found a shit ton of Pokemon shit. Oh, that was earlier. I need to find a Pokemon. There's so many options for Pokemon. It's not even funny. Ooh, that pack's only $1. Yeah. I thought I saved Pokemon stuff. Maybe I didn't. Okay. Oops. Nope. Come. I found a bunch of really cute ones for Pokemon. And I already have a bunch of the characters. I have all 4 of the original starters. 5 of the originals. 4? 4? Yeah, 4. I have a Jigglypuff too. But I wanted one that had a variety in it of different characters that I could do. Like evolutions and stuff. It'd be cool. Like this one has quite a few. It's kind of hard to see, but this one has a lot of them. So that might be one I do. Why is that not added to my favorites? Why is that not a favorite? There it is. So yeah. Andrew does the same thing. There's a Mew. I need to save that for somebody that I know. Like, there's a lot of different Pokemon stuff. There's evolutions. There's so much different stuff for Pokemon. So, but I want to start off with like a bundle of like the originals and then branch off from there. Jigglypuff has been requested a lot. This is the other one I wanted to save. That one I need to save because that's Mew as well. That's a lot of Pokemon. That's a lot of Pokemon. But yeah. Most of the Pokemon like there's a first gen 510 Pokemon starter pack or pack of like SVGs. 100 Pokemon bundle. There's a random assorted stickers. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like actual like SVGs. So there's a lot of different ones available. JPEG files. Why would you sell it as a JPEG file? There's a bunch of different Pokemon ones. 280 second generation. I need to say that one. That one's 12. This one's just a magic card pack. Put the doohickey down. Enter. Yeah. So if you don't count the alternate forms of some Pokemon, there's over 1,000. Wow. I like Pokemon. Pokemon are awesome. I like Piplup. Piplup is adorable. Like if I had to pick out of all the starters, like Piplup is probably Piplup and what's the other one? What one is it? The one that's like an otter. I like the one that's like an otter. Yeah. Ashwat. Piplup is adorable. Otters and penguins are cute. I mean, it's just the fact. But my blue binky would be perfect for like Piplup and Ashwat. Okay, what am I gonna do? Yes. Hey Andrew, we should take a look at the dishwasher. It's already 2:00. It's really annoyed when I push him to do shit, but if I do it with him, he's more likely to do it. Leo, why you take my towel? We actually have a towel that we've kind of given to him in a box. He loves this box and this towel. My house looks like a mess because I have cats mostly, except for my table. My table needs to be cleaned and under the table, and his table is just. But I have so many cat toys everywhere, and they just play. Like they play with them all the time. They are very good at self-entertainment, but then they steal my towels and my t-shirts and things like that. But they're cute. I can't get mad at them because they're cute. I feel like it might just be sweaty, but I feel like you want a cat? No, you cannot have my cats. I might look into. Oh, I need to check something real quick. See where my package is. My resin. That's a big thing. Order North Shore. I don't care about that. Where is? I'm looking for. Well, let's search for. So. Oops, I spelled it wrong. So Fantastic. There we go. Don't miss out on your special discount. Let me track this one here. It's due for on the 11th. Not too bad. Processed through facility. It is officially in USPS hands. Apparently, it came from Singapore. I did not know that. Like I thought they were a U.S. company, but a lot of their stuff comes from Japan. It ships from Singapore. But it looks like it is officially, as of 2 days ago, in the hands of the USPS. So that's good. I did a subscription box actually, where I did a build your own subscription box thing. I'm probably gonna have to cancel that for a little while, but I bought some stuff, and the way they do it is like you pay $30 for the subscription box, you have a $38 coupon, and so you get $38 off of your any order. But I did spend a little bit more just to get a couple of things that I really want to try out. Oh, really? Okay, so I think I should have enough to complete any orders that need to go out before then. Oh my god, I just got a baby Yoda. She ordered. That's awesome. That's awesome. Is it North Shore Care? Yes. NorthShoreCare.com. By the way, guys, those of you who are ordering from North Shore, before you order a large amount, contact them through the chat or call them, and they will send you a sample of 2. Usually it's 2 of a product, and for free, so that you can figure out if it's something you want to try or to use more often. But I mean, I don't think you'll go wrong with the Megamax. The biggest reason to get samples is if you are between sizes. Don't abuse this. They keep track of what they send you. Like I no longer really get samples from them. Like typically when they send a package, like a diaper cases, they'll send a sample of something with it. Usually it's a diaper or a pull-up or something and wipes. At this point, they've sent me so many of them. They've sent me everything they can in my size, and so they don't send them to me anymore. Andrew still gets them a little bit, but yeah, so they do know what they've sent to you at that point. They keep track of that. So unless there's a new product that happens and I want to try it, like there is a possibility I'm going to say, hey, I want to try the North Shore Supreme printed ones, in my size. So I've officially gotten 18 orders for pacifiers in the last week. Mm-hmm. So, but definitely they have good products. I'm not hugely fond of any of their other products for myself, other than Megamaxes. So. Sorry, Annie is texting me. Annie, Hannah's girlfriend. She is also a Wiccan. She's a little baby witch. She's new to this, but she's feeling like something is up, and I'm helping, suggesting things and whatnot. She's really cool, and I actually find the witchcraft world really interesting. Do I want to be a witch? Not necessarily, but do I believe in it? Yes, I fully 100% believe in it. But yeah. But yeah, I do too. Actually, she's not been contacting me at all. Like I've tried to reach out. I'm not sure what's up. So it's kind of a bummer, and she'll probably resurface eventually. But I'm more worried that she had more of a breakdown or tried something. But I haven't seen her on Facebook at all. I haven't seen anything. Did she take me? No, I haven't seen anything from her. I think she took me off of Facebook. Wow. She did. That's kind of sad. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, wow. Has she been streaming on Twitch is what I wonder. Hmm. Maybe let me do a little bit of searching because that's weird. I don't have Twitch on here, but I think I can find her. I wonder if something happened. Let me look at something. I'll pop this out so I can see. But don't know if I ever felt it. What was her Twitch? I was just looking at her Facebook, so let me go pull it up again here. Okay, that's what it is. I thought so. ABBYK333. I think she kind of blames us for some shit, and it really wasn't our fault. It just wasn't the right fit. Huh. Her channel is not up anymore. Huh. No. That's kind of sad. Like her account's still here, but there's like nothing new that I can see. Maybe friends. Let me see if I can't view her friends. Like, that's interesting. Like, her Twitch doesn't exist. Let me try logging and see if that changes anything. But yeah, she kind of fell off the face of the planet, and there we go. Sorry, I was trying to let me in. But yeah, it looks like her Twitch doesn't exist. Wi-Fi might be a little bit slow right now. But yeah, her Twitch is gone. Wow. That's interesting. Hey, Andrew. Something going on with Abby. Her Twitch is completely gone. Her Discord is completely gone. Her Facebook, I'm no longer her friend. Like, something might have. There's nothing from her. But to delete all her stuff? This is true. But no, it's not been updated in a long time at all. But yeah. She won't respond to me in any way, shape, or form either. But that's a little weird. Yuki was just saying she missed her. She blames us for a lot of shit, I'm thinking. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. 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 Yep. I might still have a text. Yeah. Maybe shoot him a text. Just, hey, was thinking, want to make sure she's okay. You know, noticed a lot of her social media stuff is gone. But I'd kind of like to just know. It's like she stayed a little bit in contact with me, and then she just disappeared. You know, so
this just happened?
Me and Yuki were just like talking about it on stream, and I went and looked up her Twitch. Maybe you should answer.
Oh. Who are you calling for? Yes, but who are you, what is this pertaining to? Yes. With everything going on, no, I'm not. I had some others I was able to get caught up on, but I just didn't have enough to.
Yeah, of course that happened while I was muted, but thank you guys for allowing me to be muted. But, yeah. Sorry, I'm also helping. Oh. Yes, I know. I reported that person. That person is reported because that was ridiculous, and I'm gonna actually go ahead and finish reporting all of them because that's not okay. So there we go. And he got reported for sexual content. So, but yeah, Andrew might see later if he can text Abby's dad or not, if he still has the number to see if anything's up. She has done this type of thing before. So. Ugh. Stupid phone was supposed to say aha. But yeah. No. So yeah, we'll see what we can find out. It's possible she was institutionalized, or she has been suicidal. So it's possible something happened. I'm not sure. Kind of upset him, so I'm not gonna talk about it much. Anyway. But yeah. So I have to decide the biggie things because my leg hurts. I have to pop. It's gonna pop if I don't move right now. Oh, there we go. Oh man. But yeah, like. So Pokemon. Yuki wants Pokemon. I'm trying to think of another one to do. Pokemons are popular. Pokemons are not as popular right now as Baby Yodas. Like I've sold so many Baby Yoda and Lion King ones, it's not even funny. But I'm gonna do Baby Mickey and Minnie. So Pokemon. Right. All right. Question for all you here. I am starting to engrave hobby / business and was wondering how interested you'd be in bottles, water bottles, and I think there would be a lot of interest in that. Like custom tumblers and water bottles are a huge thing right now. I want to do them so bad, but like that would be really interesting. I think it would be a great thing to get into. Definitely set up an Etsy shop if you're gonna do it as a business. Like once you've done it a few times, like start off by making things for friends and family, and so you have some examples and things to do, and then once you get going, start an Etsy shop because I feel like that's a pretty good thing to do. Possibly join some groups on like Facebook for like tumbler making and stuff for sure, because they have a lot of information. And there goes my eye. I'm not doing that. It's like it's cranky because of the sun. Let's massage the nerve a little bit. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of other like different things. Like I fucking would love to do some epoxy stuff with the water bottles and whatnot, but that's a little more like I could get into it for not too horribly priced, but it would require I completely have a cat-free zone, which is really hard to do in this house. Like it would practically have to take up an entire room again on its own. So not something I'm gonna do. Like if our outdoor storage was a little bit better, I would consider doing it in there, but um but yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with my binkies for now because those are so fun. And guys, we're gonna do some really cool things here in the next few days. Like when my package arrives on the 11th, it's gonna have resin. It's gonna have pigments for resin. There's gonna be some molds. So there's some cool stuff I'm gonna try to do, and it'll be fun. I think it'll be really fun. So I'm never gonna like. I don't want to. I don't want to sell a bunch of binkies like you see all over the place with all the rhinestones and the bling and stuff. Like I don't like those. Um, people are liking the simpler styles that I do, but I would like to be able to possibly pull some of that into more of a three-dimensional effect for certain things. So I'm also possibly going to see if I can somehow, um, yeah, um, figure out. I want to figure out a way to turn like a white pacifier into a red or a blue or a yellow. Dude, here we go again. But yeah. Gotta love days like this, don't you? Um, so yeah. No, I do not. You're glad to hear me. Oh, cool. But yeah. So I'm trying to think of what I want to do. Like I don't have much money right now. I really don't have tons to spend. So if I keep getting orders, great. But I have to order pacifiers as soon as the money goes in. I have a bunch I need to sit down and see what ones I need to order because there were a lot that came in the last few hours or last few days, and I got to figure out which one I need. But I'm proud of myself because I just made enough money at once to purchase diapers. Like I've never been able to do that with my business, but I made enough to purchase my diapers from my bank account, and that's nuts. Oh goodness sakes, we have a bunch of them here. Report. There we go. If it keeps up, we stop the stream and find something else to do. Yes, it is extra. Okay. Well, that's good. Oh, really? You enjoying being in a little bit more of society? A little closer to things? So. I mean, stop it. No, I would take it elsewhere. Yes, that is nice. Hot water coming out of pipes is nice. I could not live without hot water coming out of my pipes, like my showers. Like I have to have hot shower. Well, don't start stimming. Um. Uh. Goodness. There we go. Um. But yeah, no, I have to use the hot showers for the muscle relaxation, and so it's necessary. Like I loved living out in the country. I've never been like living off the grid. We lived out in the country, but we had, the same stuff I have nowadays, now. So, oh, that's really cool. That's awesome, Ricky. I mean, it's nice to have a break from, the craziness of living off the grid and on the farm type of deal. Oh wow, there's a long hair right there. But like I love living out in the country, but my version of living out in the country is like not that far from everything, like, so. But yeah, finding communities is awesome. Oh my god. Okay, guys, I don't want to put you guys through having to see that and stuff, so we may I mean, I'm happy to just sit here reporting people, but I don't want to put you guys through that. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it, but the things that people are saying, I don't want you guys to have to see that stuff. Like, I mean, I'm assuming you guys can see what they're saying. They're in the chat, so, but I keep hiding them and reporting them, so. Yeah, there we go again. Oh, this is fun. Let's just get a bunch of people in bots banned. I like this. Yeah, I'm sure they are bots. But hey, it's a good reporting it. Yes, a lot of people are unkind, and there's just trolls. But a lot of it is bots. You can kind of tell by what they say that it's a bot. But, oh well. I mean, I need to get up and do shit soon anyway, but. Well, yeah. By the way, these are awesome. I love these things. They really help with me drinking out of that cat. It's just like rolling all over my towel. Twerp. I don't mind that much, but yeah. Yes, there are troll bots now. A lot of the troll shit on here is actually just people. It's just bots, like that. Like that. Somebody is bored and being a dick. I'll just keep on reporting them. Because people have too much time on their hands and they're assholes. That's why. But if worse comes to worse, I would say, hey guys, if you're not in my Discord group, head over. I'll give you the link. But I'm not posting that right now. Not with what's going on. So, if worse comes to worse, I restart stream. Sometimes that helps. I don't know. But it's bots mostly. So, but I'm getting stimmy as well. So it's like it might be time to call it quits and do something. I don't know. I will say I want to go outside for a little bit. I want to take a walk. Is it supposed to? Hey Siri, is it supposed to rain today? Okay, good. Just a little bit cloudy. Yeah, definitely, Ricky. Oh, thank you, Yuki. I appreciate it. I mean, you're a mod, so you can, I'm sure. I reported them. Like I've been doing like hate speech, and the ones were just like the guy that was talking about raping. I did that as sexual content because that's not okay. You can also typically tell by names if it's a person or a bot. But you know, it helps. Um, I'm debating asking Annie something, but I. Oh my god. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, DJ, I need to do that too. I'm kind of in the mood to just like clean shit, but I also have to watch out because my back is really bad. I didn't sleep well last night because of it. Um, so yes, I know, right? That's why sometimes just restarting stream kind of kicks that a bit. But I'm not gonna cut stream off and then restart it right now because if I do that, I'm gonna get my butt moving and doing something like cleaning up my living room. Running the vacuum would be great. Folding some laundry. Those I can't run the vacuum. I would make Andrew run the vacuum. But I'm hopefully gonna get us doing some dishes because we really need to wash some dishes and figure out what's up with our dishwasher. But before too long, we're gonna eat. So he's struggling a little bit with Hannah Dawn. He doesn't like this, but her family needs her right now, real bad. It's kind of cute though, because she's been, her and her sister, they're siblings, they're good with each other, but at the same time, they weren't great friends when they were little. So now they're both adults, they can get to know each other better and as adults, and it's cute. And Hannah came out to her mother and sister yesterday or the day before, and that she was dating Annie and Andrew, and so that was cute. They're all like, finally, and so yep. But her sister also came out to her as Pan, and her brother is also gay. One of her brothers. So like her sister is like, wow, mom and dad don't have a single straight child, and it was funny. Yeah. Well, I've been reporting every. Oh, okay, more than one person. Ah, awesome. You can still report them after I hide them, can't you, Yuki? Um, but thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Okay, yeah. You should be able to like unhide the message and see what it said and stuff, I would think. I mean, once you report it, it's removed. So I'll give you a chance and I will hit the report thing. Um, Yeah. I'm on top of this shit today. I just don't want you guys to have to see those messages from it's so crazy. People have too much. It's rare. Oh wait, it's Friday, isn't it? Oh, that's why. It's Friday. I don't know. Like fuck. Oh, there it is again. Okay, this is just ridiculous. All right, guys. I think it's about time to go ahead and end it. Like, I don't want to let the trolls win, but this is ridiculous. I'm waiting outside watching you. No, you're not. Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and go. That's getting a little much. I don't want you guys to have to deal with that, and I don't want to give them I don't want to give them the power of like they caused me to close down stream. But I have things to do anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and go do the things, and we should be back tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly which thing we'll do tomorrow, but we'll do something. So you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you all tomorrow. And on Discord. I'm sorry, guys. I would post the link for you, but I'm not going to do that right now with what's going on. But yeah. So happy you got to socialize. Yes. But I'm gonna go do my things. I'll be around on Discord and stuff. Those of you who have it. If not, I don't want to post a link right now, or I would. But have a good day, guys, and I'll see ya. Bye bye.